You are pure and innocent. You are born in this world to share your magical gifts with yourself and this planet. It is now time to take your rightful place in the universe. Welcome to this first live stream of what I'm planning to be a 7-day series, and we are going to have at least 5 elements that we are going to be focusing on. So today's element is the word innocence. And before I get deep into that, I want to share a question that I had asked on my feed, and it was, do you know what subconscious pipelining is? And if so, how does it affect you and your children? And why is this important? So I want to give you a background on the work that I do and how it relates to children. And in order to do that, I'm just listening because I put potatoes to bake in the oven, and I don't remember if I was supposed to open it or not. Anyways, I want to share with you why this is significant. So when we're in the womb, our subconscious is wide open. It's literally like our subconscious waters, everything that's inside of us, everything that is our natural thoughts, feelings, and patterns. It's like this wide open reservoir, and it's really hard to even put a picture on it because it basically is a giant bubble of energy or water that has no perimeter. It doesn't have a boundary. It's not like a swimming pool inside of the ground, right? And so when this watery aspect of ourselves that is the subconscious energy is inside of our mother, her subconscious waters are mixing in with ours. And the reason for that is because there isn't a boundary. And your father's subconscious waters are also mixing into yours. Whether or not he's a part of your life, whether or not you're adopted, your biological parents' subconscious waters do play a role in yours. And even if you were raised by someone else, now you have 4 sets of subconscious waters coming into you. What you got physically and biologically, as well as the impact of the people that are raising you. Let's say your grandmother raised you. Let's say that you are connected to a school and you have teachers that you're in contact every day, or somebody was a nanny or a babysitter taking care of you. So any adult that is in your vicinity, even people on TV or celebrities or anything that's a part of your environment that is an authority figure or parent, is going to have an impact on you. Your parents will have the most impact on you, and with that comes also the subconscious waters of your ancestors. Now, why is this important? It's important because each of us has a soul and a very specific magical soul frequency that we came to this planet with. And it is the energy signature of our soul. It's what we are. It's who we are. It's who we came here to be. And it's not as complex as you might think it is. Some people came here to be an expression of joy. Some people came here to be an expression of love. Some people came here to be an expression of connection and communication. And that is something that is our souls, and it belongs to us, right? But when we are in this phase of life, which is from the ages of 0, so when we're in the womb, to age 8 or 13, we do not have a boundary around our subconscious. So one way I like to think about it is it's essentially as if you're in hypnosis from age 0 to 13. Hypnosis is a natural state of mind. It is a natural state of mind where you are open to receive the wisdom and clarity of your superconscious mind. Some people refer to that as God, as love, the universe. But you have access to that through your subconscious mind. Now, the conscious mind, which is what we make decisions with, what we logically ascertain things with, that starts strengthening around age 8 to 13. It may even be earlier now, but until we are consciously making decisions, and when you look at it from the perspective of biology, people talk about the prefrontal cortex around age 25 even, right? So when you think about this logical aspect of decision making, this is what we call the conscious mind or the critical factor. Now, until that is there, what I want you to know is we are not able to establish a perimeter around our subconscious mind. We are not deciding between yes to this thought, no to this thought. We are simply absorbing our environment because there's no boundary around the swimming pool. So this means that we absorb, let's say, our mother's self-thoughts. So if she does not have a healthy relationship with herself, and she doesn't see herself as valuable or worthy of being taken care of, if she doesn't see herself as worthy of love, this is the self-thought that you have now absorbed into your subconscious waters. It's like there's no barrier between her water and your water. It's like you're this beautiful little ocean and her river is just running into you. There's no stop there. There's nothing there that would stop that water from coming in, right? But as soon as you have a conscious mind and a critical factor, you can recognize, oh, I'm having this self-thought that's not really originally mine. When I was born and I was a soul and I planned to come into this life, I came here to be this, to do this, to express and emanate this energy. I don't need this thought or pattern. This thought or pattern is not serving me. It's not in alignment with my highest divine frequency that I desire to emanate out, right? So as soon as you realize, oh, I'm having something go on that I don't want, that didn't belong to me, that I don't want to continue, you just clean it up. And depending on the level of depth of that pattern, if there's trauma associated with it or it's a really deep-seated pattern, there's different levels of subconscious work that you can do to clear that out, right? But for myself and my clients, we have gotten so good at this process, it literally takes a moment, a decision, a recognition. Oh wait, I'm holding on to that. It can go. If it needs deeper work, we know where to turn. We know exactly what to do to clean it out, right? So it's not that we're subjected to this influence, this incoming. I don't see it as a bad thing or something that is heavy or a burden that we have to carry. Because as soon as you realize that this is not for me, you just change it, right? So the reason I say this is because until now, you would have to wait until your conscious mind and critical factor is established, because the way that children and the subconscious is wired is you need an authority figure to tell you, to give you permission to do something a certain way. So if you're being inundated with thoughts of low self-worth or low self-confidence or low self-care or low self-love, if you're being inundated with this idea, you're not seeing anyone around you. You might have a feeling in your heart and your chest and your body and your soul and your being that just like always knows that there's something not right about this. You might have that feeling, but you're not seeing anyone live out a pattern or demonstrate change or doing things in a different way. And so you may not give yourself permission to live a different way from your parents. And the thing about the age 8 to 13 is, okay, after that you could be making your own decisions, but let's think about 8-year-olds. Let's think about 10-year-olds. Let's think about 13-year-olds. They're not really making different decisions, because by that point, those mental habits have become a pattern, a habit. They would have to realize that I could choose this habit or choose another one. Maybe they go out of town. Maybe they meet someone at a restaurant who is doing things a different way, who is prioritizing themselves, who rode their bike to the restaurant because they wanted their kids and their family to have some fun, enjoyable time for no reason other than it's fun to ride your bike different places, right? So that child now might see that example and be like, oh, I want to do those kinds of things, but they never saw that happen in their own home. So even if with your conscious mind you realize that there's patterns and things that you want to change, think about it. We become used to what we've been doing, right? So if you've been doing things a certain way until you were 8, and at that time you didn't have a choice, because you can't just like up and drive a car at 8 years old or 3 years old or 2 years old, right? Even if the influence that you're having is, for example, destructive or negative, you literally can't leave. And you don't have any barriers on your subconscious mind. So all of this is just flooding in. Now, the power of your soul flame is so strong. It is so strong. Nothing touches the flame, the spirit that you are. That is where your divinity lies. Nothing touches that. It can't. But if you're carrying this giant energy frequency, your subconscious has been inundated, your energy aura is inundated. Now conscious mind is coming up, but you're just, the 97% of you is subconscious, so it's difficult to see through that haze and actionably make different choices, right? Going back to where I was going with this. Right, so when you're young, you're 2 or 3 or 5 or 10, you cannot escape this input, right? But I thought about it and I realized that the children coming in, they just need someone to tell them and mean it. They need a person to literally tell them that your divine gifts are magical, sacred, worthy. You matter, and you do not have to take on any negative influences from your generations, I call it your subconscious inheritance, or your parents. You do not have to take on any influence that is not in deepest alignment with your mission, with your truth, with the truth of your soul flame. I realize that that's all babies need, to be given permission, to be told that. But they have to be told that by someone who believes that that's possible for them. Because then I am the embodiment of the frequency that they can look at and be like, yes, I want that. So this is exactly what I have done in my Sacred Pregnancy Collection, Pavitra. One of the main reasons for creating these hypnosis audios that the mother, the father, the baby is connecting to for months and months and months before you even decide that you want to have children, before you even get pregnant. This is the perfect time to begin this work, because your ovaries are listening, your eggs are listening, every cell of your body, the water in your body is listening, right? So in those audios, one of the things I do is I say something along the lines of what I just said in a deeper, beautifully formatted subconscious way that makes a permanent, lasting instinct on their subconscious mind. And what I also do is I let them know that they are sovereign, that you can choose to receive even my voice and my input if you desire to. If it's not in your soul path, or you do not desire to receive this energy, you can say no. So they are free, because I understand that everyone's soul journey belongs to them. We are not here to dictate or control or manipulate the energy or an expression of any human being, let alone a child, right? But giving them this permission grants them the ability to not have to hobble through the mud like we all did. But that's why we came first. We came first so that we could cultivate this strong warrior grace and pave that path, right? And the children coming in now, these spirit babies, there are so many of them, and they are highly sensitive and highly powerful. What I mean by sensitive is they have psychic gifts that we haven't even seen on this planet. They are coming through with them. And the way that we can make a pathway for them to come through is by cleaning up our own subconscious waters so that it is a supportive vessel and water for them to thrive in. Because if our energy and electricity is erratic and it cannot hold space for this high divine frequency, I've seen a lot of mothers basically be activated by their child. It's almost like you're going through altitude sickness. And because they're such a powerful activator, and by the way, they decide to come through like this because they are warrior souls. But other souls are so sacred and so sensitive, they actually need a home environment, a mother, a father that can support them in their multidimensional psychic gifts. Do you see? They're so sensitive, they're so powerful, they're so curated, they have such high standards that they're choosing to not even come in to this earth plane to have their experience because they can't. It doesn't fit their standard. And so they're looking for the vessels to connect with so that they can come through. And so the second thing I put into these audios is I teach you in all of my work and them a really powerful way that I approach psychic power, protection, and precision. So this means my energy field is not touched by anyone else without my permission, even when I'm sleeping, even when I'm not thinking about it, because I just coded this into my subconscious. I don't want to have to think about it. I don't want to have to clear it. I will clear it because when things do come in, it's because there were gates and channels open for that. So as soon as I see it, I clear it. But when you teach a child in the womb to build these energetic filters, you essentially equip them to do the work in the world that they came here to do. These are divine oracles that are coming in during this time. So the reason I wanted to explain this to you is because this is a revolutionary idea that I created that came through me in this specific 8 audio frequencies that I'm downloading and recording. 4 of them are recorded, 4 are coming. But if you step into them, you get the energetic activation of all of it at the same time. It's just the physical material of the audio is still being constructed. The reason I share this with you is because we no longer have to take on this stuff. We just don't. And so if anyone is saying that or teaching that, that's because they don't realize that there's really precise, powerful ways to deflect that energy completely from the beginning. And if we teach our children this through the womb, they will be able to do the same thing. It is a misunderstanding to say that empaths are just energetic sponges. That's a very unhealthy way of approaching the world. Yes, it may have happened because, again, you may have learned that from your lineage, and you may have continued that habit of simply taking on everything and having no standards, no boundaries, no gates and channels, right? But that doesn't mean it's healthy, because then it is going to impact you, right? So the reason I share all of this is to say this is what subconscious pipelining is. Pipelining is when it comes in from our parents and from our generations and our ancestors, and we don't have a way to stop it. But most people just talk about the trauma or this, that, or like I have this, right? And I put it in quotations because, again, you can stop anything in your core energy pillar. You can stop anything. And you can say, I'm not available for that. And part of my work is the actual audio sequence that cleans up your DNA. So as soon as it comes into your field, you are the authority on whether it stays and whether it goes. And this is really powerful. This is really powerful for you and for your children, whether or not you even decide to have children. We're all still emanating life force energy, and it is seeding the world, especially women and men and men. We need powerful, potent pillars of divine courage and strength standing up so that we can all start to make sovereign, powerful choices about what energy we take on and what we don't, right? So this is the path I see forward. The path I see forward is one in which we all claim our power, our sovereignty, our fierce capacity to make the decisions that we need to make in order to emanate out our purest soul force energy. And by teaching children to do this from the womb, we are creating an entire generation of powerful soul-led creators who are connected to their own choices. The point of me explaining how this works in terms of energy is so you know that subconscious pipelining no longer has to be a reason that you say, I inherited this from so-and-so and that's why. You have choice, but you don't know how to clear it, and this is exactly what I support you with. This is not your everyday subconscious work. This is powerful, potent, and alchemical. It's never been done before. I didn't learn this somewhere. This comes from my lifetimes of wisdom and the pure truth that is literally being poured through me. When I record these audios, when I say I'm constructing them, I'm constructing the body that can speak them and have them land. I've been sitting on the boundaries audio for 3 years. 3 years. The 8 women who are already inside of this structure, there's only 8 people in the world who have access to these audios at the moment. Their lives are completely different, and they only are using 4 audios. I kept wanting to bring the boundaries one through, but it wasn't time. And now I understand completely why. So when I say construct, I'm not writing a script. I am bringing these codes through. When I speak, every single word is coming through me specifically, lyrically, exactly in beautiful subconscious form. This is the way that my magic comes through me. So this is not something, it's just not cookie cutter. It's completely focused on exactly who you are and what is needed to be received. And the reason I think it's so powerful is because I can imagine a world in which all of these beautiful parents and children are able to stay in their own energy field without it being armored. No. but with it being the sacred angelic rose radiance, which is what my group sessions are also focused on. Angelic rose radiance is when your thorns are embodied and you are the rose and you are the thorn, but you're both of them at the same time. You no longer have a fortress around you. You can be soft. You can be sensitive. You can be vulnerable. You can connect and feel things on a deep level. And your standards, your boundaries are so integrated into your energy field that people feel them when you connect with them. And if they don't, that's fine. You just know to walk away. And it's just a really powerful blessing for me to get to bring this work through, because every time it comes through me, even as I'm speaking now, every live stream that I do changes me. And it imparts this powerful frequency into the world. So I'm so honored to share that with each of you. And I wanted to share about the Pavitra collection. So Pavitra means pure. And that is a representation of the purity of the spirit babies. They're coming straight from divinity itself. There's no coloring. There's nothing else on it. They are unique. They are beautiful and unique, and they planned this lifetime. They have magical gifts. Each of us do. But they are pure. They are so pure. And the second thing I wanted to share about is I have a live group hypnosis session on August 8th at 10 a.m. EST. So the way my group hypnosis sessions work is, yes, they are live via Zoom. We connect face to face at the beginning of the session and at the end of the session. Otherwise, it's audio only, and I am just connecting with your energy and frequency, and you're letting me know by raising your hand when you've completed the portions. When we clear things out, I am very serious about it. And so we go deep and we go thorough. I'm not just pouring a steady stream and just continuing on. I wait to see that it's been absorbed and channeled through you. And I'm also creating the journey as we go, as I'm shown, as you guys have all come in and set your specific intentions. I take each of them on. And so the reason I explain this is because there is a powerful potency that comes from my one-on-one private work, but in my group work, you're essentially getting one-on-one level support at a group price point, because the way that I respond to human beings, I don't hold back my frequency. When a soul is in my space, you're getting the bespoke coding that you need through my words and through the energy that is running the current of the container. And it also activates as soon as you pay. It's not about when you show up to that session. So this is what I call a distance soul activation. So if you're not able to make it live at 10:30 a.m. EST on August 8th, you can still receive the activation. You will receive it in real time. And I can also send you the energy and intentions if you choose to share your intentions with me, and I have your permission. I can actually include you in the grid as I do the session so that you can have an even more potent experience. So for the next 7 days, I'm going to be going live about 5 aspects that I'm covering in this session. This session is called the Sovereign Goddess Activation. And this is part of my year-round sessions, which are all focused on your power, precision, and psychic activation. I'm here to lead, support, and train the next level of divine oracles from a place that is very intuitive and inwardly guided. So we're not going through lists and structures. We are activating your specific gifts and clearing out anything that is not you. So in this 6 sessions year round, which by the way, you can choose to step into all 6 as well, which I highly recommend. The people who have been doing that consistently have the most powerful results. So it's also called the Heart Chakra Divine Wealth codes, because this particular session on this day in August is about expanding your heart radiance. And so it's about bringing in what you desire, but more importantly, emanating out what you choose, which is your sacred self-love to yourself. And so we're going to be focusing on 5 things in this session and installing them as muscle memory in your subconscious mind. What does this mean? It means you don't have to think about it. You just are the next level of, for example, innocence. So the 5 things are innocence, divine grace, strength, resilience, and sacred self-love. So when you have an instinct of innocence, every person is going to go to the next level of their innocence instinct. So instead of automatically feeling or believing that you're guilty, you're wrong, you're doing it wrong, you're not enough, you're going to have an instinct of innocence and purity and neutrality. You're going to see yourself as a sacred divine being. You're going to see the other person as a sacred divine being. If there's anything to work out, you will. But your automatic subconscious 97% response is not going to be to punish yourself. Is not going to be to think so badly about yourself that you cannot even move. There is such a beauty to innocence, and I feel that it is one that earth angels, psychics, divine magicians, powerful divine warriors and queens that came to this land to share their magical gifts with the world. I think the innocence code is one that is so important, and it is one that many of us have shied away from, especially due to the environments that we may have grown up in, or the heaviness of the environment around us. You think of a white rose, right? And a white rose is so pure, so gentle, so feminine, so delicate, but not strong, but it's just pure and beautiful, right? And so when it's kind of been like pushed around a lot, it may be difficult for you or me or for any soul to really believe that you are a pure divine spirit, a child of God. You really are. And so we want to install that as an instinct. And so after this session, you will already be embodying the next level of your innocence. Plus, I'm going to make you an audio from the session so that when you come back to that audio, which you'll listen to for 30 to 90 days, and then you'll have it forever, every time you come back to that, you will layer in another layer of your innocence codes. And so over time, you will just become this exudingly radiant, exquisite expression of the truest divine spirit and innocence that you are. And we're going to do the 4 other ones that I mentioned too in this session on August 8th. And I will go into one of them each on the next live stream. So the next one we'll do is Divine Grace. But I wanted to let you know about this today during this live stream. During these 7 days until July 13th, the investment is on pre-sale. So it's $133 to attend the 2-hour session, plus the distance activation, which the activation actually starts activating your field as soon as you step in. So if you stepped in today, your activation would start now. And so you just have a longer time to be receiving and marinating in these codes and expanding your frequency on that same trajectory of Sovereign Goddess. So you could step into that now during the pre-sale, which is between now and July 13th. On July 14th, it will go up to its actual original rate, which is $188. And also, once the audio is ready, I will be sending that out to everyone so you can keep that for a lifetime. But these body level activations are so powerful and so strong. The women who are in my last one and who have been doing this for years with me have such grace and confidence and leadership in their body and their being and their voice. It's just palpable. So I really love doing this work. It really helps us emanate from our core and have this singular point of strength and stability and neutrality, but in a very grounded, truthful way. It's not a passive neutrality. It's a true neutrality when it is called for, right? So I would love to have you join us for that group session. If you're new to my work, hello, welcome. Please feel free to message me if you have any questions. And if you have watched this live stream the whole way through, I'm so happy. I hope that it landed for you. Let me know what, if anything, resonated. If you have any questions, what your biggest takeaways are, let me know in the comments. And also, if you choose to share today's live stream or any of the upcoming ones to your stories, and share what was your biggest resonance, what was your biggest takeaway, what really jumped out at you in your stories, and tag me. I'm also doing a beautiful gift away, which is what I like to call it, of this beautiful abundance candle I was going to show you, but it's not here. It's a beautiful, beautiful abundance candle, Eco Luxe candle. It's very beautiful with clear quartz crystal in it and the aroma of neroli and jasmine. And this beautiful soul in Hawaii makes these. So I'm so excited to have it sent out to you if you win the gift away, which will be live between now and July 13th. So feel free to go ahead and share that. And you can share as many times as you want. You can even share my posts as a second one. But your first entry has to be the live stream and the takeaway. And I'll enter you to win that candle. If you live in the USA, that is what I will be gifting you if you win the gift away. If you do live internationally, I will be gifting you a prize. It will just be a digital product. It won't be a candle because we were not able to do the international shipping for that one at this time. So I'm really excited, and I hope you have a beautiful day. I hope that your day is full of magic, love, peace, and sacred self-love. May you remember the magic that you are in this world. You were born to be exactly who you are. It is your job to be yourself. It is your job to be all of yourself. Every magical gift, thought, idea, feeling, and belief that you brought into this world is your original thought. It is your original soul signature frequency. And the more we allow ourselves to connect to that, the more radiant we are, the more vital we are, the more connected we are to all levels of our well-being. So that is my wish and my dream for you. And I'm so happy to do this live stream with you guys, and I cannot wait to see you all soon. Okay, bye.